You don't know Kleinfeld nothing. Shyster try to set you up. Bury you, Jack.
That it? I want to hear from you by noon tomorrow. You think you're going to sail off into the sunset, asshole? Think again.
Anti-Afro Spengalis, that comes from Carlito's Way. Talk about crash and burn. Dempsey D. Derell is a crash and burn scenario. The nightmare you never ever want to experience. But I shouldn't say experience, self-imposed. Crash and burn, self-imposed. Just imagine somebody rolled over on somebody, and I think it was Latasha before Dempsey got left holding the bag, trying to play it off like he had nothing to do with it. Too late. She already done turned over on his ass, and he's left holding all of it. While they were in it all together, he's the one that's indicted. How many times was Carlito warned? Many times. And he didn't listen. He thought he had it made in the shade. He got a chance. Just like Dempsey D. Derell got a chance. Carlito got a chance. Beat the rap. Or I'll say Dempsey D. Derell quasi beat the rap with a slap on the wrist. And what did he do after that? He kept on doing the same damn thing. And what happened? You know what happened to Carlito? It's the same damn thing with Dempsey D. Derell, the death of his, quote, career, unquote. He was horrible at it anyway. He doesn't know how to provide services. And gosh, people, you could just tell. And I'm not even talking about the fact that he'll use vulgarity in talking. No, that's not what I'm talking about. Whenever he would just address issues related to the field, it's not updated. It's not appropriate. There's so many things that were wrong. It's not flowing with what the standards are. When he talks about providing services in the field or in the office, I just knew something was always wrong. What I found to be the most bizarre and implausible is when he had spent so much time on YouTube. I'm not talking about typing a message. You can be in the grocery store typing a message, waiting in line typing a message. He was on an actual live stream, either running a live stream or hopping on panels and staying there for an extended period of time. And then he would say things like, I got a client coming in 15 minutes. And then he wouldn't get off the panel. People had sent me those clips. As soon as someone else jumped on the panel, he would just completely go off on them. But he had a client in 10 minutes. He had a client in 15 minutes. He was lying. Let's say that he was telling the truth and he was going to have to get off in 15 minutes. How in the world is your head in clinical mode, in treatment mode, when you're on YouTube in this regard? It's not like he was looking at a video from another professional and they're talking about some strategies. He wasn't doing that. He was 100% engrossed in abusive behaviors. So you're going to, turn it off and go meet with the client? No, he wasn't even looking at notes from previous sessions. You have to be ready. You got to prepare yourself before the person comes in. Doesn't matter how well you think you know the person. You have to follow a treatment plan for the benefit of the client that you and the client together have developed. There's no way you're going to do that if you're not looking at notes and reviewing past sessions. It's all bullshit. In the earlier parts of this madness, we knew something was seriously wrong. We just didn't know what it was initially. And as time went on, when he started giving more and more money, it just did not fit together. We knew something again was wrong. Then he would constantly complain about clients, like actual clients. And that's the one thing that I never understood, coming onto YouTube and making reference to actual clients. It's just I cannot believe he would do that. But hey, look who we're dealing with. And I would say to myself, dang, he doesn't even seem like he likes what he does. He would just be ragging on it. It was bad. And then he would actually put his, oh God, in the information section under the title, he would put his office and phone number. After he would sit on there and rag about clients, talk shit about them, then he wants people to call him for therapy. Is inappropriate way to advertise, but he did it. And as time went on, we saw more and more how he was never going to abide by any regulations and rules. All he wanted to do is to figure out a way to get to the money. Now, since he got jacked up in more ways than one, he's modified his time on YouTube, but for the most part, he has been on YouTube most of the time rather than working. And he can try to use that excuse that, oh, I had 7 people. We know what happened to the 7 people. He was stealing their shit. And they left. He stole most of their stuff after they left. He kept using their stuff. So now here we are. He's been clean cold busted after he got a slap on the wrist. Did not listen. So now he wants people to moderate what they say and what they think. What's the purpose of moderating what we say or what we think? Dempsey D. Derell's goal is to obtain relief. And he's looking for relief from those he targeted for years with slander, harassment, threats. Goes on and on and on. Plus paying bum flunkies to reinforce his atrocities that he was perpetrating on other people. He's looking for relief. He's trying to compel deference and preferential treatment that he should receive from those he targeted. And of course, always trying to impose this code upon those who never lived by any such code. Keep it on YouTube. You don't report another black person. Well, we all know, even if he actually did believe that, he would expect one-sided preferential treatment. He would expect for those he targeted to defer to him because he sure as hell has made plenty of false reports on innocent people. He has made plenty of accusations, false allegations with zero proof, criminal allegations he has levied against his targets. But now he expects all this respect and deference in the world because he feels what? He's feeling all of it. He's feeling all of what he tried to impose on his targets. And he simply can't handle it like all the other subjects who all thought it was fun and games when they banded together to perpetrate atrocities towards innocent people, and in a lot of circumstances, towards those who never even had a conversation with them or never interacted with them or interacted with them on a minimal level. But they joined right in with Dempsey D. Derell, trying to achieve what you see here on the screen: ridicule, rejection, anger, shame, fear, guilt, humiliation, frustration, and embarrassment, which is what any person would feel having to be taken into custody by the feds, where you have waist, the ankles, and the wrist shackles. Every person taken into custody by the feds gets the full McCoy, and thereafter when brought into court. So he's not in custody right now, so the next hearing he goes to, he will not have waist, the ankles, and the wrist shackles. But he sure got it when he's being transported in and out of federal detention. All of these things that he's been feeling, he wanted us to feel the same. The only thing on this list that he even came close to would be anger. But still, he didn't prevail because I just rechanneled it and it resulted in consequences for him. So I make a point to take whatever emotion it might be, and I just make sure there's a benefit that is obtained. Sure enough, he got boomeranged square between the eyes countless times. He has suffered horrendous and debilitating blows to his career. These were all self-imposed. He engaged in the behavior. If you participate in certain behaviors, you're taking a crapshoot as to whether someone is going to report you. So if he's sitting up there in these YouTube streets trying his hardest through slander and harassment, inclusive of paying other people to act at his behest, to get all of this generated in someone you have no issues with, or a situation where he started harassing us, which is what he did. If he failed to achieve, he failed to achieve. Now look what's happening now. Everything on this list he's experiencing right now, but he's hamstrung because he can't respond the way he was responding before. He is the one who put himself behind the 8 ball. He set himself up to be in the predicament that he is in. This is 100% self-imposed. So now he's trying his hardest to get others who he targeted to feel sorry for him. That will never happen over here. If whoever wants to feel sorry for Dumpsy D. Derell, feel sorry for Dumpsy D. Derell. There's nothing anyone can do to make me change my position. Yes, he deserves prison time. Yes, I think this is funny as hell, although this topic, how I'm presenting it, it's not generating laughter. But overall, it is funny as all get up that he ended up getting arrested and charged in the manner that he has been charged. Healthcare fraud, 5 counts. Aggravated identity theft, 4 counts. This is what he so often accused me and Rev G of, all of these atrocities, even brought Lennon in it, saying that I was referring clients to Lennon or whatever he was saying, and then paid Fold Up Body to run reports on that and actually call a contractor with these lies, which ended up issuing threats to Fold Up Body. Stop calling our agency. Your reports are not valid, and we're going to contact law enforcement, and we're going to take legal action as well. Stop. You didn't succeed. They just made themselves look like fools. What do you think people said when they went to their pages and saw what they were doing? And they're up here trying to complain and lie on people. It didn't work. But all along, Dumpsy D. Derell was setting himself up to make sure on a public stage he would be experiencing every single one of these emotions or feelings, however you want to characterize them. Because everyone knows. And then what happened when he realized everyone knows? He's continuing to try to pass the buck onto someone else, then trying to shame people who are taking great pleasure in his self-imposed demise. Like I said, I'm not feeling one smidget of guilt or hesitation. I stand by and I strongly reinforce how I feel about this as 100% legit. When any circumstance arises in association with these charges, I laugh my ass off. I think it's funny as hell that he tried so hard to get us arrested, leveling false allegations from A to Z, saying I sexually harassed some dude at a job and tried to sit on his DIXX. I mean, it goes on and on and on and on and on forever. And by no means am I the only person he did this to, as we know, but I'm just posting this video and speaking. I won't even go over what he did to Rev G. So many people. The list of names is stacked high to the heavens. And he is now having to face the consequences of his own self-imposed destruction, for which no one on this planet has any snowball's chance in hell of getting me to feel anything on this list about my approach and what I'm doing with Dumpsy D. Derell. None of it will apply. I mean, they're welcome to continue trying. That's the energy that they're wasting. I'm not going to tell them to stop. It will not be effective. It never has been effective. It never will be effective. There's no way I'm going to turn around and feel guilty because someone who's been targeting me and harassing me for 7 years, plus he reveled equally in attacking every single one of my friends, every single one, even innocent bystanders. He reveled in it. He not only reveled in it, he paid others to carry out the attacks at his behest. We're not talking about a 1 or 2 time incident. This was persistent. It was pervasive. And he had the time of his life, along with those other bum flunkies who he paid. Paid with stolen money. Anyone around here who thinks I'm about to feel one morsel size of guilt, go ahead and spend time in a cell with Dumpsy D. Derell. I don't give a shit what you think about how I feel and what approach I'm going to use. If anyone deserves prison time, it's Dumpsy D. Derell. Absolutely deserves prison time, federal penitentiary. He's been charged in federal court and he meets the criteria. The standard has been met. The evidence is overwhelming. And he's been nabbed for the same thing before and turned around and did it again. He deserves to be in prison by his own devices. Prison time is what the law calls for, and prison time is what he should be getting. And there is a 99% chance that's exactly what's going to happen. And I am going to be doing anything I can to get my 2 cents in, my 25 cents in, my 50 cents in, whatever you want to call it, to make sure all of the facts are known. What they decide to do with the facts, I have no control over. But I most definitely will continue to reach out and let the powers that be who are prosecuting this federal case know what's going on from different angles. But for all we know, they may already know what's happening. They're not going to come and tell us. He wasn't smart. Extremely easy to track everything he did. Put the timelines together. Godfather, are you serious, people? He needed to feel important to the point he was willing to steal and did steal, placing his liberty in peril. That's his decision, not mine. Not going to follow anybody over the damn edge. I'm not spending one solitary second in a prison cell or a jail cell. You can have it all. And just imagine, someone mentioned his family or his kids. His kids are grown. That's not an excuse. He doesn't have minor children, so that is not a reason for the judge to delay any sentencing. He needs to have his ass in a federal prison. He was big and bad enough to perpetrate these crimes. Now get your ass in there and be big and bad enough to survive in prison, in a federal institution. I don't care what kind of federal institution it is. Prison is prison. In the federal system, you could do a lot better in administrative security, which is very high risk people. You can do much worse in a lower tier detention facility. It just depends on the factors, like who the hell is there locked up with you, and most of all, your attitude. As it stands now, he's not taking any degree of responsibility for his stealing. And let me tell you, he doesn't have to jump up and throw himself on the mercy of the court. No, he does not. Because he may want to appeal if there's a trial and if there's a sentence. But to turn around and try to blame other people for what he did is a whole different element, and it will not succeed. He's already spoken to these people without an attorney before. They know every single thing he did then and obviously now. I stated before I was going to talk about the grand jury, and I am going to do that in another video, so look out for that video. But in the meantime, I just want to make sure we are re-emphasizing who's responsible for this. Who's responsible for the predicament that Dumpsy D. Derell is in now? Exclusively Dumpsy D. Derell. Got more coming your way. In the meantime, buyer beware.